Go ahead and tell us where our lack of understanding about unions makes a play, Domonique. Please tell us. You say it's not just Mike Schur and Sampson. You've had problems with my depiction sometimes of the union as well.
Well, in general, so specifically, we can talk about yesterday with Mike Schur calling for wildcat strikes, and I'm willing to have beef with anybody, but I'm certainly not looking to have beef with an incredibly talented comedy writer, because I feel like I might lose that fight. Not literally though, but if you want to see me in the streets, we can knuckle up. But he would probably win in that arena. But the idea, and this is not fair to him, but guaranteed contracts is something that we talk about a lot and blame the NFLPA for not getting guaranteed contracts. The fact of the matter is guaranteed contracts can happen. We've seen it happen. The reason why I don't get guaranteed contracts is because the players and the agents do not go after those guaranteed contracts, in part because the guaranteed contract would change the structure of the contract. Our guarantees are signing bonuses. No other league gets that. So what would happen if we mandated guaranteed contracts is all the contracts would get smaller and they would just be the signing bonus then spread out over the course of the entire deal. So that's one of the things. And generally, I don't have a list of the things that make me mad about this show, but generally this show feels like it's for the labor class, like Jess said. But when it comes to sports, the domain that you specialize in, you let David Sampson come on here and spew one particular side of the argument. And I particularly, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I like the word spew.
Yeah, he's a spewer, and I actually like his show, and I think he gives a lot of insight on a lot of different things, but we have to understand that all of us have some biases, and David Sampson's biases leak through, and I may not be able to see them all, but I see them when it's about unions, because I know.
What specifically? What's something specific that David Sampson said, or what's the thing that you've gotten the most angry, you're looking at your phone and I can't believe he said that?
Yeah, I don't really get angry as much as it's just okay, whatever, just dismissive. And I haven't kept a list. I'll go back and listen to some old shows and come back with some better arguments. But in general, I'm not mad at Sampson. I'm not mad at Schur. I'm mad at you guys for not pushing back. And the idea that your show, I didn't hear what you guys said about Aaron Rodgers, but I got in a lot of fights with people yesterday about calling for Aaron Rodgers to do more in the offseason. And that to me seems like because they didn't play well and Aaron Rodgers wasn't at any of the voluntary workouts. And you're you're a $50 million quarterback. You're supposed to go to all the voluntary workouts. And to me, it feels like you have a job to do. We're paying for that job to do. If you want to add some other obligations, then you need to add those. And I don't want to be on a slippery slope where it's this one guy worked a little bit harder. Oh, well, now everyone has to do this. Oh, now everyone is then we're going to be in a situation where we're like Amazon employees. And it doesn't make sense to me why so often we're on the wrong side of this. We're on the side, we're criticizing Jeff Bezos. But then when it comes to sports, we're Aaron Rodgers didn't work hard enough in the offseason. Stop it. Shut up. He's a 2-time MVP. Leave him alone.
He's won them the last 2 Super Bowls, or the last 2 MVPs. But is that a real criticism, or is that a straw man? That is actually happening. Aaron Rodgers, people don't see that he was throwing to his running backs, and Minnesota was pretty good, and he looked bad, and it might look limited all season, but they don't think he cares enough.
What exactly is he supposed to do during the offseason? Because I'm telling you, that guy is in the best shape of his life. He seemed like he put in a lot of work this offseason on his body.
Well, he's saying playing the games, right? Because the quarterbacks, there were a lot of quarterbacks this weekend who looked bad. Stafford, there were 4 or 5 of them, weren't there? They looked bad after not playing any preseason snaps.
You think that's his call? I think that's an organizational decision.
No, it's not just the preseason snaps. It's about coming to OTAs and voluntary workouts. It's not a straw man. I had a fight with Marcus Spears about it. I had a fight with Chris Canty about it on TV yesterday. It's a real thing. It's you have new receivers. You need to be like Tom Brady and take them out on a high school field and work them into shape. And in my view, that wasn't going to make anyone catch or not drop a wide open pass that was dropped in their lap.
But Dom, isn't that indicative of you being the kind of different former player who actually believes in people having a life and stuff like that? Because most players do have that mentality of, you wasn't with us with the hand in the dirt and in the trenches and all that in the summertime.
Be more like Tom Brady. Take 11-day sabbaticals
and have be more like Tom Brady and have marital problems at home.
Yeah, I don't actually think most players think like that, honestly. Like, those were not the locker rooms I was in. Players understood. Like, we would get frustrated at some of the ridiculous things that coaches did. We would just get frustrated at players who were not completely committed when they had to be committed. I've never been on a team where a guy didn't come to voluntary workouts and players rolled their eyes. Like, most of them were like, he got the power to do that. I can't wait till I'm good enough to skip these voluntary workouts, because we're working. We care about this more than anybody else cares about it. The like parental check-in type of culture that they try to create is frustrating. Like, most teams I'm on, the guys are like, you can let the guys who don't care enough not care, because they're going to sort themselves out. The rest of us are going to be here doing the work. And if we can't be here doing the work, we'll be somewhere else doing the work. And that's what it comes down to. That's not a real, it's not a real thing. And my biases are on the union side and on the side of labor generally. So I have the same biases that Samson has. I just play for the good guys.